Hello, my name is Peter. I'm an independent journalist, and because of that, you've probably never heard of me. But if you have come across any of my work, it's likely you found it on my YouTube channel, Tyranny News Network. Before I created that channel, I had a blog at tyrannynews.com, where I began to publish articles on various social, socioeconomic, and political issues. It speaks to the success of YouTube that my blog fell far short of receiving the attention that my YouTube channel has. And attention, in the form of subscribers to my channel or through whatever means, has always been my goal. Attention to what, you might ask? Which I don't find offensive in the least. It demonstrates that you're thinking critically about what I'm presenting and what my motivations are. Regardless of how corny it sounds, my purpose has been to help others discover history and learn about our present society with enough raw data to form their own perspectives. The major media outlets don't provide us with unvarnished, meaningful news, and the result is a nation of people with very limited understanding of events taking place in their world. What little they do know is a combination of fallacies and trivial points that aren't sufficient to form a useful worldview. I've been fortunate to have stumbled onto researching deep politics. So, as I see it, Sandy Hook is an issue important enough that every American should have a detailed account of the event available to them. And I mean full disclosure. That's why I'm participating in this project. I'm going to begin my segment with what some will surely call a minor issue, but I tend to measure the significance of certain evidence using an entirely different scale. I view evidence that is synchronous or seemingly coincidental as highly interesting. On the day of the Sandy Hook event, while the activities we've all seen were taking place at the primary crime scene, there was another crime scene being discovered. The investigation was said to have spread into areas near to the school, where it appears from the limited footage available that a search for suspects was taking place. Later in the day, events were taking place in New Jersey, the arrest of Ryan Lanza, for instance. But the only other officially reported crime scene besides the school itself was the Lanza residence on Yogananda Street. At the time of this production, the Lanza home was left mostly intact. There's very little that would indicate it was the scene of a horrible murder. Some minor damage to the garage door, a notice posted on the door. It appears much of the furnishings are still in the home. The neighborhood is back to its pre-school shooting pace. But back in December 2012, the neighborhood was a hub of activity. Residents were stopped and questioned. Yogananda Street, on which the Lanzas are said to have lived, had been blocked by squad cars and police tape. With the release of the final report, a number of aerial photos of the street and the Lanza home was provided. But it appears from what can be seen that the photos were taken within the span of only a few minutes, and no indication of the time of the photo series is given. But there is something vaguely interesting about one photo. This white and blue house is said to be the Lanzas. This home next door is said to be the home of the Trent Acosta family. Upon examining the driveway at the Lanza home, there doesn't appear to be any obvious signs of activity having taken place. However, when we examine the Trent Acosta's driveway, there appears to be tire tracks from cars that drove indiscriminately over their lawn. To help visualize the tracks, I've highlighted them. Based on what the aerial photos depict, one could draw the conclusion that they were taken later in the day or afternoon. But were there any aerial photos taken from that morning? It turns out that there's at least one. Here's a photo depicting the same general area, with the Lanza home on the left and the Trent Acosta home on the right. But oddly, the Lanza home doesn't appear to be the focus of attention. The home next door, on the other hand, can be seen to have at least 2 vehicles in the driveway and a couple of figures, which I assume are investigators. It doesn't appear that the home is being used as a staging area for convenience. The barricade created by the squad car and police tape is at the next door driveway. If I didn't know better, this early photo of the scene would give me the impression that the secondary crime scene was this greenhouse. What were they doing at the home next door? This isn't evidence of anything conclusive at this point, but it's an anomaly that has puzzled me since first seeing this photo.